the Ring Fanatics podcast, episode number 166. I'm Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co host, Joel.
Yep.
As always, as I say at the beginning of every episode, go subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Follow us on all social media platforms Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere, including wherever you listen to the audio versions of these podcasts, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You know the deal. Give us
Yes,
a five
sir.
star review. Follow us on there. Do anything you can to support us. Um, yeah, so first, shout out to Mikey for appearing on our prediction episodes last week for Clash at the Castle. Always a great time when he's on the podcast.
Yeah, that was fun.
Always fun, always fun. But Clash, we did Clash predictions last week. Now we're gonna be
Yes.
talking about Clash. Before I hit record, we were talking about it. It feels like it was such a long time ago,
It
but it
feels
was
like it
only
wasn't
not
this
even.
past weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff had happened afterwards to be like, wow, a lot
Yeah,
has
and I
happened.
think like that pay per view, like it was again, it was like five matches. It was cool for what it was, but
Yeah,
like it just, I don't know. I guess with everything that's been happening, it's just been on the back burner, maybe. But it
yeah.
feels like it was so long ago.
What were your thoughts about it though? Like when you were watching it?
Um, I thought it was a good pay per view, premium live event.
Yeah,
I um, I thought it was weird with the tag titles. I thought that was the only one that was like didn't see that one coming.
yeah, yeah. I didn't see it coming either.
Yeah,
Not mad
that
at it,
was
but it was just again. I said it during the predictions. They barely built them up
yeah,
beforehand. Like
yeah,
I don't have a problem with them being the champs. It's
no
just
problem. But at
yeah,
least like put something behind it. I feel like they just threw this match together, and we talked about that. We were like, they just threw
yeah,
this together. Like this is just to get another defense under their belt, but I guess
exactly.
not.
Yeah, I
So now we
guess.
got new tag champs, which is nuts.
Do you think now that Jade and Bianca are no longer the tag champs, you think that could mean that they are expecting to be feuding before when we were expecting, or
I hope not. I feel like it, I don't want them to pull the trigger too early,
yeah,
but I do also see it in a way that's like, why wait and hold off on it? Even
yeah,
though I feel like we've talked about this, we've said this a couple times that that could be like the first women's match that isn't for a title, that's actually a headlining match.
exactly,
That's
yeah.
just based off storyline.
Do you
I
think it could
think,
be also like a long term? They could build this up till Mania next year.
yeah, most definitely. I
Yeah, I can see
feel like
that.
that's not where they're going with it.
I know,
I'm
I know.
I'm hoping they are. I'm hoping like like they stay as a tag team and get the belts back, have it for
Okay,
a little bit more, and then lose it, and then that's when we get the breakup, like in the fall, to
okay.
lead up to Rumble and lead up to Mania and all that stuff. But I don't know. I feel like with that loss, I didn't see it coming, and
Me
I
neither.
feel like they might be pulling the trigger early just to say fuck it, let's get this match at
Done and
SummerSlam.
over with. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I I I do think that like one of them is definitely going to be in Money in the Bank, if not both are going
Yeah,
to be in Money in the Bank.
maybe
I think
that's
that's
where we
why
start seeing
they started
the little
planting the
friction.
seeds for
Yeah,
yeah, and then maybe one of them was close of winning in, the other one wins it, or they were both on the ladder, both of them are close, and someone else wins it,
yeah,
and then that's where we start planting the seeds. But they're still buddy buddy until like maybe down later in the year. We still got 6 months left of 2024,
yeah,
you know, so well technically yeah 6 months left of
yeah.
2024, so they still got time to like plant those seeds and
No,
like
yeah,
do other
definitely.
stuff.
I just really don't want them to pull the trigger too early, because I
Yeah,
feel like this could be a Mania match. This is like,
it
has
is.
that caliber. Um, I guess maybe they feel like that could be like get them both wins, and then the Mania match is like the third match. That's it. That's the end of the
Mm,
rivalry. But
okay.
I don't know. I feel like seeing them for the first time should be at Mania.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They definitely shouldn't rush the heel turn either. It
Yeah,
shouldn't like. I don't think the heel turn should happen during the summer. If anything, the latest like November.
yeah.
Yeah, around that
Like I
time is
said,
when.
like around Survivor Series, that should happen.
Yeah,
Because I thought that's
yeah,
where they were gonna lose the titles. It was like, okay, they'll lose the titles like around Survivor Series. That's where we'll get like a little breakup. One of them will be written off, and then the other one would come back at Rumble, cost the other person, and then we get the big singles match
they could still do
at
the heel
Mania.
turn at. They could still do the heel turn at the Survivor Series.
No,
Because
yeah, that's
what
what
if
I'm
they?
saying. Like, and
Yeah,
then right, like let's say, Bianca's turning heel, you write Jade off till the Rumble, and then
Yeah,
you just have her come out and she doesn't even care about the title. She comes and then just double eliminates her and Bianca, messing up
yeah.
both their chances, and then that's the first like hit that is like, okay, this is gonna be the big Mania match.
But it would be cool to see the heel turn happen at the Rumble because you don't see that. I mean,
That
as
is
often
true,
as
but I feel
anymore.
like that's too long. I feel like you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
have the heel turn before that, unless you have them lose it, still be buddy buddy, and then throughout December, January, you kind of see like they're both like not on the same page, and it's like
yeah.
one of these are gonna turn on the other. Like I feel like that would be cool, like having it as a way that's like we know someone's turning,
Exactly.
but who's gonna turn on who first?
Yeah, like without like actually saying or one of them getting mad. Like you kind of
Yeah,
we discussed it a while back where like you have like Bianca like look at her, like in a certain way, not saying anything, or vice versa, where it's like you see it happening, but they're not going to tell you when it's happening. The when it's
yeah.
actually going to happen is going to be the surprise and shocker moment. Like oh shoot, they're doing it, tonight. Wow, I did not expect this.
Yeah, no, but I'm even saying like both of them, like having one week Bianca just looking at Jade, like, and you could tell like she's not with it, but then the next week Jade's looking at her the same way. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
someone's
Okay.
gonna turn, and then when that moment happens, it's like, oh, like it's kind of like it's not as big of a moment, but I feel like it's kind of like the Shield territory. Like when that happened, it was one of those moments that was like someone's turning because like all of them are not on the same page. Like for a while, I thought it was gonna be Mox that was gonna be
Hmm.
turning, because especially like the weeks leading up to it, he was the one getting in their faces, like mad at them, like yo,
Yeah.
we gotta get our shit together. So it was like it's
Yeah. But
gotta be Mox, and
I think
then
they'll keep them together for War Games. I think that's the plan.
yeah,
So that's why I
I
was
think
kind of
that's the last
surprised
time that they're like
on the same team on the
on
same
the
side.
same page. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they'll have other matches and lose
Yeah.
leading up to Rumble.
Ooh, but when I would say I understand. Definitely see the point where it's like they could definitely win the tag titles back soon, and then that's where they have a reign until maybe November
Yeah, like
or something.
I could see them winning at SummerSlam.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let them have a run for the summer, see how they do,
Yeah,
and then give it back to Jade and Bianca just more purposely for storyline. Not
yeah,
even because not even that they need to be the champions, but it just helps so much with their story if they're going in the way of giving us Bianca Jade.
yeah.
They might
Very
throw us
true.
a curveball and just break them up as a tag team and have them do solos now. I would be tight if they did that, but
Hmm. Yeah,
they could.
yeah. I mean, who knows? 'Cause I still see one of them winning. I mean, we don't know if they're qualifying for the briefcase yet. We don't.
Yeah,
Those matches haven't been announced yet. But one of them could win it, and one of them can. It's kind of similar to what I said a while back with the Queen of the Ring. Whoever wins it, the other one starts looking at them kind of jealous, like, "Oh shoot,
exactly. Yeah.
should be in my position." Maybe Jade wins it, and that's where it's like, "Oh, or Bianca wins it," to be like, "What?" I feel like either way would work because then you could definitely have the other one who doesn't have the briefcase, look at them like all jealous and stuff because they had the briefcase. For
I
all we
think
know, the
it
one who has the briefcase could be the one turning,
true.
which could be the
I think if anything they should do with Bianca. I think it makes the
yeah,
most
yeah,
sense with Bianca. Like Jade as a heel is probably gonna be great, but Bianca, like especially that she was like the poster child for WWE's women's division, and she was like the top black
only
star. You know what
someone,
I mean?
yeah,
Like she was the top star, and now Jade came in, and
she has a
she's
little
all over
spotlight.
the poster. She's all
Yeah.
over the commercials. Kind of try to bump my spot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and then it could be
yeah.
like that. Like, oh, now you got money in the bank. Now you think you're the shit. Like,
Hmm.
and then that's where we get the Bianca heel turn, and finally get Bianca as a heel for a little bit.
Unless we get both of them to turn heel at the same time, that's like, kind of like what they did with the bar.
Yeah,
Like where like we didn't expect them to line together and both turn heel. It's like oh shit. Um,
that is true. Yeah,
because both of them together as heels would be like you thought them right now as baby bases would be unstoppable, but both of them as heels would be like Roman Reigns
yeah.
unstoppable.
But I
You know what
think
I mean?
I don't know if they want to make them both heels though,
Yeah, yeah.
because they need
That
at
should be the
least one of
first.
them. Yeah, like right now the kids love them. So I
Yeah,
was like, gotta keep them together. But you just know that once one of them turns, that's it. They become a full on heel after that because the
Yeah,
fans are gonna turn.
yeah, that is true. That is
Not
true.
yet, but I really like what they're doing with that. Hopefully, it turns out like we're talking about into a match with them two, and not
Yeah,
just nothing.
yeah,
But it would make sense to like lead up to that.
yeah, and it makes like I'm glad that they're and even though it was a shocker of a win for them, a loss for Bianca and Jade. It kind of seems like Triple H is putting the women's tag team division in full force. He seems like he's been caring a lot more about it ever since I would say as far back as last summer,
Yeah,
which is because I think when Chelsea Green and Piper Niven had it, it seems like he's been making these storylines a lot more important than they were before, which is a
definitely.
good thing.
Well, those were the
So
only titles that was like no one cares about these. We got to do
yeah,
something. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things that was like got to do something with them. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm just happy to finally see storylines and stuff happening with that tag belt.
yeah. Me too. Me too. I know
Cause,
the champions keep on switching here and there, but it's storylines are great.
but it's not bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
not
bad
too quick. You know what I mean?
compared to before. It's not that bad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What happened with Jade and Bianca was that we, in all the fans' heads, were like, "Yo, they're holding it for the summer." Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean? We put it on ourselves. We were like, "Oh,
yeah.
they
That's
put
true.
it."
Yeah,
And then what they held it for 2 months, three
like a
months,
little bit, like a month and a half maybe
month and a half. Okay,
since May. Yeah, so
yeah.
they want to have backlash.
Oh,
So
so maybe just a month.
probably, yeah,
That's crazy. Okay, okay.
yeah. I
That's
just,
crazy, but okay.
I know, yeah. I would have had them lose it like at Money in the Bank or something. But I guess they
Yeah.
wanted the hometown people
I
to
mean,
win
I
it.
wasn't expecting them to lose it at all.
I mean, they have
Once
to
I
lose it
saw
at
the
some point.
suplex, I was like, "There's no way they're doing this." Like I saw her suplex Jade, I was like,
But
"There's no way."
they didn't get pinned, so they protected them
Yeah,
pretty well. You
that's
know,
why I
so
think they're gonna get them back. I think that's.
yeah,
But once I saw the suplex, I was like, "They're stealing it from them. That's nuts." But it was a
yeah,
cool. It was a cool finish how they did that. It was
yeah. It
awesome.
was cool. It was cool.
Um,
Drew
the rest of
McIntyre lost. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
we knew that was happening
Yeah,
though.
it was a cool way for him to do it though. Like
A cool,
that
yeah,
was
that was a
nice.
cool shout out the cameraman.
Yeah. Like
But yeah, that was a cool.
at first I didn't know it was Punk until I saw the shoes. I'm like, oh, that's a Punk, because I didn't
Oh, okay,
recognize the
okay.
hair. And then I'm
Now
like,
when
damn,
the camera was just in that one view, and he slid in and went one, I was like, that's Punk. That's got to be Punk.
yeah,
And then when he just stopped, I was like, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, that makes sense. But it was a cool finish. I like that. I mean, it was the probably the perfect way
to do it.
to have him lose. But like, what did you think about the ending?
It was,
Like, what did you
it,
think about Punk? So Punk having that moment, right?
yeah,
Turning like costing Drew the title in his hometown, and then he's over here hugging fans and stuff. I feel like that he's the heel though.
yeah. He has to be the heel now.
But
But the
like,
thing is like we discussed it last week, where it's like both of them could be tweeners right now. You know what I mean? It's a
yeah,
storyline to where we don't know who's the heel and who's the babyface, and that's a good thing. Um, the whole story is they both hate each other. They both will go above and beyond to try to screw the other one over. People
yeah,
were saying online like Punk flew to Scotland just to cost him the match.
yeah,
Um, and they showed that video on social media, like Punk thinking of it on the spot, like, oh shit, someone give me a ref shirt. Let me go out there and
yeah,
get him and
yeah.
cost him the match. So it made it seem like it was unplanned, which was cool. Um, so I love the fact that they did it that way. Um, and to do it in his home country, you would yeah, they did boo him. People were tight about it, but that's that. I guess they had to have prepared for that beforehand.
Well, they
Like
got their one win of the night. They were like, that's when
yeah,
I knew definitely he was losing. I was
yeah,
like, oh, for sure he's losing. They had to throw a title on one of
somebody,
them,
yeah,
and that one made the most sense because it was easy for them not to get pinned.
yeah, that
Everybody
is
else was
true.
in a one-on-one match.
Yeah,
We should have saw that coming. We should have saw that coming with the triple threat,
I know.
and
But
we
the
didn't
thing is,
even.
it was too soon for Priest to even lose it too. So it was
Oh
like
yeah,
kind of up in the
definitely,
air.
definitely.
But
Priest deserves a long reign.
yeah,
Like, if anything, he should be losing it to
SummerSlam's the
Gunther at
earliest.
Berlin.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think he
Berlin.
loses at Berlin. Yeah,
You don't think he's getting his match at SummerSlam?
I think Priest beats him.
And then the rematch?
Yeah, I think he beats him by like shenanigans, and then they're like, nah, he gets a rematch. Like Pierce is gonna be like, no, he's getting his rematch.
Yeah.
Like y'all cheated to win, because of course he got Judgment Day. Y'all cheated to
Yeah.
win. He gets his rematch with Judgment Day banned from Berlin.
And then
Like
Ludwig
they
bans him.
can't even fly to Berlin. It's
Yeah.
just Priest, and that's the whole storyline. They show him at the beginning of the show by himself, and it's just like, all right, can you beat Gunther? And then he loses. But you need him to beat Gunther first. We talked about this. You need him to beat Gunther first,
Yeah.
so that when Gunther wins, there's someone that's at least a credible challenger to him, because he's run through the roster. He's beat
Yeah,
everybody.
pretty. Yeah.
No matter if they're a mid carder or a star, he's beat everybody. So you need at least one person to get a win over him. And I feel like Priest is the smartest one to do it because he has the belt. So it doesn't look bad to Gunther losing to the champion. So at least when he gets his rematch and beats the champion, it's like, all right, cool, but Priest has beat you before. Because I
Yeah.
think the SummerSlam one is going to be by like shenanigans, but more like a moment where Priest is going to have him beat, but like can't capitalize.
Where like
And
he's
then
struggling by himself.
yeah,
Like
but
he can't do
then
it. Yeah.
like maybe they work on an injury on his leg or something. And
Yeah, yeah.
he like has him beat but can't get to him. So now he needs Judgment Day to come out and help him because he can't
Exactly.
move
Yeah.
like that. And then that's when it's like, all right, so you had him beat, you were just hurt. But now
Yeah.
you lost him in Berlin, but you're still credible. Like even though
Exactly.
you
Okay.
lose to Gunther, you beat Gunther already.
Yeah.
So you don't really lose credibility with that loss. I just feel
Okay.
like that's a good way to do it that you don't hurt Priest. Because I feel like him going up against Gunther the first time and having Gunther just wash him is crazy.
Yeah.
It could happen, but it's most likely going to happen. Like he's most likely going to win at SummerSlam. But I
Almost like
think
yeah.
like it would be cool for that to happen so that he gets the win in Berlin.
I mean, I would love to see Gunther win it so he walks into Berlin as
You see,
champion.
you
You
always
know,
with the walking in. No, you want to
no,
walk
because the thing
out
is,
as
like,
champ. Because that's a cool celebration. Like you won it here. You know
yeah,
what I
but the thing
mean? You
is,
won it here.
I think they kind of like frame the like the idea like whichever superstar is from that country, they have to at least be the contender. We've never seen. I think the only one was Rhea Ripley in Australia. That's the only champion walking into their pay per view in the home country.
Yeah.
Um, we haven't really seen anybody else walk in. I think they got to change up that stigma a little bit instead of doing that like all the champion has to win.
I mean,
Be
but
the contender.
everybody that goes in has lost.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
it's,
not
I
really
mean,
like this thing is like if Gunther goes in and loses, it's like, oh, he's just like the rest. But if he wins, Nick, he's over that obstacle. He's the only one that has won in his home country.
yeah, I guess, I
He'll be
guess.
like no one has. I don't think no one's done that. I'm trying to think. Nah, there's been people. I don't. But like a
I
world
mean,
title.
technically Bad Bunny, but he's not a wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like more of like a world title. Like it's
Yeah,
happened with
yeah.
like Santino with the IC title. That I think,
Oh yeah, I don't
like
think he's actually
like
Italian though.
I don't fucking know.
I don't
But
know.
like that was the build up. It was like in his
Yeah,
hometown.
yeah,
But like certain people have won in their hometowns, but I don't think no one's done it like the world title and
yeah,
being
yeah,
from another country. It's different than the Miz winning in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like cool, but
yeah,
like Gunther winning it in Berlin. Like remember when we thought McIntyre was gonna win last year at Clash? And was like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
he's gonna beat Roman in front of his home. Like that's gonna be crazy.
yeah.
And then we ended up with Tyson Fury singing at the end instead of having
Yeah,
a
oh God, I don't
celebration.
want to forget that so bad. I want to forget that so badly. But yeah,
But it's crazy that like now that you say it, like they go in always as a challenger, but nobody's done the win except for
yeah,
Rhea.
but you walked in as champion, so it's like
Yeah, she walked in. Yeah,
that's different. But
I
yeah,
don't know. They'll figure something out with Gunther.
yeah,
Maybe you're right.
yeah,
Maybe he will walk in at Berlin.
to make it a little bit different because I think that's why there should be a great shock factor. I think people are gonna walk into SummerSlam and be like, is he gonna walk into Berlin as champion or walk out?
Yeah.
But If they do the walk in to be like, oh shit, he's gonna walk in as champion, I think people will give him a great celebration regardless,
Yeah.
whether he wins or retains the title.
No, yeah,
So,
most definitely.
but yeah, I think
It's
the
Panther,
creative
man.
part, yeah, the creativity of Punk being involved in that main event was a smart thing to do.
Yeah, most
I've
definitely.
seen a lot of shit online where like people were upset because it was his home country, like he resigned and shit, and
No.
he shouldn't have resigned. I'm like, you think he didn't know that before he
Yeah.
resigned?
Come on.
Like, I'm sure they talked about it before. Like, yeah,
They,
you're not gonna
they
win at your
they
home
tell you
country.
the plan. They're like, yo, like
Yeah,
he's not just going in there and like hoping I get
yeah,
it. You know what I mean? Hoping because I signed, they're gonna give it to me.
yeah,
He knows the plan, man.
exactly. I'm pretty sure like he thinks that like being in Scotland is already the win for him. You know
Yeah,
what I
he's
mean?
main evented both shows.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? People resign not for championships. People
Yeah,
resign for the benefit of them and their family.
exactly.
So
And both of them were screwy finishes. Two
yeah.
matches
So
that he had beat.
if he lost cleanly, then maybe that would have been a different story. But
Yeah. Then
they
I
were
could
both
see the
screwy finishes.
argument and be like, yeah, that was fucking foul.
Yeah. But both of them were screwy finishes.
Yeah.
So, you know, and
You
he
can't be
quit
that
on
mad.
Raw. He quit on Raw. So,
So what are you feeling about that? Him quitting?
well, quitting in quotes. Yeah, he didn't actually quit. I don't think he actually quit, but I think that we should see what happens next week. I think Punk. I think Punk is showing up on SmackDown this week because he's in Chicago. Um,
Yeah, of course.
I
Chicago, you
think
always gotta pull out Punk.
I know. Yeah, true. I mean, I
But
know the
isn't he?
fucking
Isn't
a
he a
Raw
Raw
superstar. Yeah,
superstar?
I think they're
Fucking
doing this.
Triple H, man. It
I
only took us 2 months.
no.
Damn, now I'm fucking with you.
I think it's only just for this story and that's it.
No,
Like
yeah,
he's going to his home country, his home state. I think McIntyre's going to show up and do something screwy with him there,
yeah,
kind of get payback for that. And then probably that's like the last like switch brand thing that they're going to do for a while, or for
yeah.
hopefully
It's
the next
more
year.
just to get Punk on TV because
Yeah,
he's not clear. He doesn't really count. Like I don't count him as a
exactly. I know he
Raw
got drafted.
superstar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the thing is, like you can't, like you said, you can't have a Chicago show without Punk being there.
exactly. Yeah,
So it makes sense. I'm not mad about this one.
that's why I just give them the pass. It's like, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
we knew that Punk
I,
Chicago it makes sense.
he should have been a free agent, to be
He should
honest.
have. Yeah.
I mean, I love Punk, but I think for someone like him, it makes sense to go to both shows instead of just one. You
No,
know?
yeah, that is true. And just alternate between the two.
Yeah, but I guess they needed to. I think I'm assuming a network wanted him, or Netflix wanted him, so they just put him on Raw so we
Yeah.
can have him for the start of the new partnership there.
That new
But
Netflix partnership.
yeah, so
Shout out Netflix,
we
man.
shout out Netflix. Another thing that happened on Raw, what we were all waiting for over the last couple of months.
It
They
finally
they
happened.
the return slash debut of the Wyatt Six. During the main
Hmm.
event this week's Raw. What were your thoughts? What was going through your mind when that happened?
I thought it was a ridiculous ass debut. I thought it was awesome. I loved how they did it.
Yeah,
Um I'm nervous though with how they're gonna treat them. Because that was an awesome moment, right? But also like all the lights were off. There was smoke. You know what I mean? Like it was a good presentation. Now, could you do that all the time with them? And how are they gonna look in the ring? Like, how are you gonna present them?
I think they're going to be a dominant group. I
That's
mean,
what I'm
I
saying. Like, are
think
they just gonna run through people, or are they gonna be like actual wrestling and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm interested. Like, I'm really
yeah.
interested to see how they're gonna book this. What did you think?
I mean, I thought the same. I mean, I'm not saying like I was nervous about them. I thought it was a great presentation for them. I just
Yeah,
think if they keep that momentum for them for a while, like running through everybody, even for their matches, have their matches be like squash matches.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Have them be a dominant force for a while. Um, do I see them winning championships? Maybe here and there. Not like being a world champion, holding it for X amount of days or
I
something.
don't think any of them need to.
Yeah, I mean
I think that,
that's
yeah, I
what I was
think
gonna say
that
too. They
group
don't
is
need to.
so like unique that I don't
Yeah,
think they need titles.
they don't need it right away specifically.
Yeah,
They just need to.
maybe down the line.
Yeah, but I think right now they kind of need to like focus on their presence first to continue that momentum for a while to
Yeah,
make everyone want to tune in to Raw every week or SmackDown. For all we know, they could not be signed to a brand.
none of them were
Um,
drafted.
yeah, none of them were drafted, so they can
They could show
technically
up.
run
Well, then today, I don't know if you saw on the McAfee
McAfee.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
don't.
they
I
just
mean, see,
showing up everywhere.
I don't know if that was them though. Like, what? I don't watch the McAfee show, so I don't know what they were talking about. Maybe they were talking about the Wyatt Six, and they just happened to come out, or
Yeah,
lights went off. But like, we don't even know if that was them.
nah, but it
Like,
gives is WWE being smart with all this marketing with online
oh,
stuff
it would
with
be
the
smart,
QR
yeah, but
code. You know what I mean? Not
yeah,
saying that it's them, but like, oh, like the lights flickered. Well, he is
yeah,
signed to WWE. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I
so
guess
I
maybe
think they're
like,
gonna show up everywhere. I think they're gonna
yeah.
be on both brands.
I think it would be cool if like to add into that if the Wyatt Six was on the McAfee show. If McAfee doesn't show up next week on Raw, like they could play into it to like Michael Cole will say on commentary like we haven't heard from McAfee since Thursday.
Yeah,
And to be like, okay, we have Corey Graves here today. We had not heard from McAfee since Thursday. We still haven't heard from him. I hope we can reach out to him, reach back to us,
yeah,
something like that. But I think it would be cool to like kind of treat this group what Retribution should have been like, wrecking
mm,
through everybody.
yeah.
Don't even say when they're showing up. Don't even put graphics up. Be
No,
like Wyatt Six appearing on Raw, opening the Raw. We're main eventing Raw this week. Just don't even say anything. Maybe
make
they
it
get
must see.
involved.
You gotta
Exactly.
make it must see.
Make them involved in Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? Give them a match at Money in the Bank that's not even announced. Like, oh shit, Loomis and Rowan are in a tag match. What the hell? Why are these two random guys in here? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, Something like that to where it's like they're always surprising people what they're doing next, and you don't know what they're doing next. So
true. Yeah,
it's like that's the thing about them. Like, with the thing with the Fiend was like you didn't know what was happening with the Fiend. He just showed up randomly to attack a legend. You didn't know who he was attacking, who he was going to go after first. But it was like that's what made him unique, and I think that's what they should treat the Wyatt Six as
no,
too.
that is very true. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with them.
Me too. Me
Like
too.
you said, like just having them come out, don't announce it, have them
Yeah.
be very mysterious. That makes it must watch TV. People will tune in for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even if you
Yeah.
open the show one week with them, but you don't say it. Like the show starts, oh, welcome to Rope, and the lights just cut off.
Yeah.
You know what
Two
I mean?
questions.
Like
Yeah.
don't announce nothing.
Two questions. First one: do you think that the Wyatt Six needs an actual six member, or do you think the six member should be and stay Bray Wyatt? Like
I don't
Bray
think they
Wyatt
need
in
it.
spirit,
Yeah, I think Wyatt in spirit, because it
yeah,
looks like they're using the light, like the lamp,
the
as
lantern,
an
yeah,
urn. Like when
hmm
I saw it, I was like, they're gonna treat that like the urn. I think, like the Undertaker urn, that has
yeah.
powers. That's gonna be the sixth. That's Bray Wyatt. That's the sixth member.
Ooh,
That's what I
that'd be
think.
cool. Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
what I
mean,
think.
that's what me too. I think it should be Bray Wyatt. Like they shouldn't really add anybody else. When they say
Yeah,
that Wyatt Six, it should be them five and then Bray Wyatt. Like they don't have to say it's Bray Wyatt, but we
yeah,
all know it's Bray Wyatt. And
exactly.
plus, like this thing was the Wyatt Six was the thing before he even got injured or he stopped wrestling
Yeah.
early last year. So it wasn't like they made it up now and they
No, this
just
was
don't
gonna
have a
be a
six.
thing.
Yeah, so this was going to be a thing. So I'd rather leave it the way it is and keep it like that. But
No,
second
definitely.
question,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on them going after Chad Gable?
That was so random. That was so random that they showed him like he got shot in the head. I was like, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
I saw
Like I
that too.
love
It
the
was like,
whole moment. I love the whole
yeah,
moment, but that was
yeah,
just they zoomed in on him. And I was just like I couldn't help but laugh.
yeah.
Like
That
like I
bullet
was
hole in
so
his head.
interested and then they showed him, they
Uh,
zoomed in and I laughed. I was like, oh man, why did they do that? Could have just
yeah,
passed by him. I don't know what that's about. I saw he was cut from his Money in the Bank match though. Like
yeah. I
he's
think they're playing it as if he's like seriously hurt from that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I guess he's the first person. which makes sense. I saw a clip of one of the QR codes that was like you've changed since you've stopped chanting.
Thank you, something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit, like I didn't even peep that. Like
And then there was
no,
I think the day of or the day before there was another QR code that said like CG on
yes,
something,
yeah.
and then people were like, "Oh, is it the Chad Gable or Chelsea Green?" I don't know, but I was like,
I
but
take your guess, which one?
yeah, which one? Yeah, which one? But like I want to see where it goes. I'm like, it's kind of weird. I mean, kind of random to go after Chad Gable. But I want to see why they're doing that first.
I'm
If they
letting
give a
them.
reason,
Yeah, I'm letting
yeah,
them do their thing with the Wyatt
yeah,
Six because I want
because
to see what they're gonna do.
there were also because I know when they did that whole thing in Gorilla, they were showing other people. Um,
Yes.
I think there was reports today that said that they were just extras, so it's probably nothing.
Yeah,
But
that's what people were saying. That's what I saw
yeah,
too.
yeah, and then I think that like because the people were saying before that was like one of them was Gunther, one of them was Carmelo Hayes,
Yeah, I saw somebody
and I was
try
like,
to circle Gunther, and I was like, I don't see what
yeah,
you're talking
yeah, he
about,
doesn't
but
even look like
okay,
him. Yeah,
but
yeah.
okay.
But like I think the one of the things that people were saying about Gable is like he turned on family, and then like that's what the whole Wyatt Six thing is
Very
about. Is like
true. Yeah.
about family.
So I have a question
So
for you though. With that
yeah,
whole scene right backstage in Gorilla,
yeah.
do you think they built a second gorilla position to film that, or do you think because there's no way you had to make a decoy, right?
I think
Because you have
that
to
part.
produce from somewhere.
I think that part was pre-filmed. Like I know Gable was wearing his gear still. They may have filmed that a different day with the
Yeah,
same gear and be like, "Yeah, we're gonna air this right after. All of you gonna stand in actual gorilla."
but I don't know, man, because it was a one camera shot. Once they
Yeah.
get to Howdy, and they just follow him
Oh,
into
chill, chill.
you know what I mean. That's what got me, and I was like, did they like go to a second spot?
I'm,
Because
I'm,
I'm
I'm sure.
interested in like
Yeah.
backstage stuff. So I looked at that. And I was like, I wonder if they made like a fake gorilla position, like had them side by side, and then just were working out of the real one, and then use that one just to film.
Maybe they just produced somewhere else.
Maybe,
Like
yeah,
they
like
just
in a
took the.
truck or something.
Yeah,
But I
they took
saw
out
that,
the
I was like, I
producer.
wonder how they did that. Like,
Yeah, I
what the
know, right?
fuck?
It's gonna be bothering us for a while. Like, how do they do
Yeah,
that?
facts. Till somebody
But
comes out 20 years later and they're like, you want to know how we did that?
yeah, Bo Dallas in the interview is gonna be like, yeah,
Doing a
we,
shoot interview and be like,
yeah,
yeah, tell me. Tell me, man.
yeah. But like, I think they just took the producer out and their technology and stuff that they use and just
Yeah,
had them produce it elsewhere. Um,
maybe. But that was really cool. That was a cool
yeah,
introduction to them.
and
I was, like I said, like I didn't know what was going to happen with them. But so far, that was wow.
yeah, we just gotta hope that same feeling that we got keeps up for the next
Yeah, I think the
couple.
last time I had that feeling, I was like, "Whoa, they're gonna take over."
It
Was
probably,
like the Wyatt family when they
uh,
like were introduced with the vignettes of them with like Brock
yeah.
and chair and shit. It was like,
I mean,
"Oh, they're serious." Like
I
these
mean
guys.
the last time I got that feeling was in Wyatt Returned 2 years ago.
Oh,
But then it was
okay.
it was it was by himself, so I wouldn't say like necessarily a whole group taking over.
Yeah.
But that same feeling, like John eyes glued to the screen, was probably when he returned and how they were gonna do that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and that
definitely.
was
And
it
then,
was similar to how they did it. You know, the lights, the fireflies, the door, and
no,
everything. It
yeah, I
was pretty
liked
much
how
the same
he
thing.
how they did that one too because that was the one where he was like, it was kind of like he would come out and cut promos as Wyatt but
Yeah,
then would also talk like not as a character. It was just weird the way he was doing it, but it had everybody intrigued and was
yeah,
like that's why with this I'm like I'm so happy they were able to do it and actually like fulfill the plan
yeah.
to actually make this a thing.
Exactly. I'm just happy that they're doing this. I mean, and I hope it doesn't go sideways and takes a downward spiral. I don't think they would.
I hope not.
Um, I'm just glad that it's finally come to life now after anticipating this since whenever the Wyatt Six was brought to Wyatt's Twitter or X.
Yeah, I just
Um,
like I said, I hope they just take care of them, man.
yeah, do what they want to do. I think they know what they want to do for Wyatt to be like this is what he would want to do type of thing.
Yeah,
So I think they would. I think they're in good hands. They're in good
yeah.
hands.
Hopefully, Bo got a little bit of creative input.
Yeah,
It seems like he does. Like when I was
yeah,
watching the doc, it sounds like he got a little bit of input. And the way that they were introduced seems like a way that the mind of Wyatt would have them introduced.
yeah. Exactly,
Because it didn't
exactly.
feel like. Because you know how there's some stuff that people do that's like, oh, this isn't like genuine. This is you
Yeah,
trying just to build something, and it was like like a company made thing. But that was
yeah, yeah.
actually like something that I could see coming out of the mind of Bray Wyatt.
Exactly. It's different because we actually have characters and not just like, oh, it's Nikki Cross, Dexter Loomis, Rowan, and
Yeah,
Joe Gacy. It's not supposed to be them. We know they're playing the characters, but it's not supposed to be
yeah,
them. Particularly, pretty sure Huskus and Abby the Witch are going to be the names going forward. And Uncle Howdy, we know it's Bo Dallas, but he's
yeah,
not going by Bo Dallas, which is cool. Um, but yeah, their social medias were even blowing up too. Like the thing got like 8 million views on X
yeah. Because
from that
it was
big
sick
thing.
that
Yeah,
intro, and no one's ever seen anything like that, and they haven't done anything scary like that. I don't know if they've ever done something like that. I think White's the closest one with the Fiend and all
yeah,
the stuff he was doing, but that's the closest. This
yeah.
is
It is
some
the
shit.
closest. Yeah,
Yeah, this is some shit you see in nightmares.
shit you see on movies and TV.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's
Like
like,
kids are gonna be scared of this shit.
yeah, yeah. I just hope they get a proper run and not like
Yeah,
an afterthought. I just
hopefully,
want it to
man.
be.
I'm praying for that because
Yeah,
they deserve that run.
they do, and I think the people who were chosen for it are good choices. Because I was curious for a while before they debuted, like how the Wyatt Six would turn out with these people playing the characters. I
Exactly.
was
Yeah.
like, are they gonna be themselves, or they're just gonna be the Firefly Funhouse crew? I didn't know which one they was gonna do, but
Yeah.
now I get it. Like it is the Firefly. They have different looks now. It's not like how like those characters appeared when Wyatt returned 2 years ago, where like they were, remember they were showing the an
Yeah.
audience.
They're
I thought it was gonna
basically
look like
like
that.
now they're like damaged.
They're upgraded a little bit
Yeah.
in terms of costumes and stuff, which is pretty
I
cool.
think what happens. I think the story is gonna be that they went crazy after Wyatt, like after they
Ooh,
lost Wyatt, after they
uh,
lost the Fiend. I think that's when they went dark, and that's gonna be, you know what I mean. That's why they look different. That's my thought about how they're gonna explain that. But I do like the looks of them, and it's all whoever, like the guy who does
the
the
costume designs.
costumes and
Yeah,
stuff. Shout out to him.
shout out to him, man. Yeah,
Especially
that.
that I think he was like Bray Wyatt's like best friend or something. Yo,
Yeah,
shout out him, bro. That's crazy.
yeah. I think he's created. Did you see the from the documentary the new suit of the Fiend was gonna look like?
Yes.
That was insane. That was
First of
insane.
all, looked incredible. Second of all, Wyatt thought of he was such a guy that like thought of every detail.
Yeah,
Like I remember he had like a certain stitch with a certain amount of stitches for like the date of him and JoJo's wedding or something like
yeah.
that.
He
Had
had
like
his
his
kids
son's
on his
name. Yeah,
hand.
like
Yeah,
it was crazy. Like he thought of every little detail.
exactly, exactly. I'm sure, like they again. I'm sure Bo and all of them thought of the. We didn't really see much of them. It looks like the Uncle Howdy mask looks a little different. You're
Yeah.
able to see the mouth a little bit. Um, so I'm sure that like this.
Because now he's gonna be the mouth. I think.
Yeah, you saw the glove that he
Glove.
wore.
Yeah.
It said Bray on the knuckles, and I
Yo.
was like, wow, wow. The
No,
more
I'm
like you don't say
excited for
everything
that,
at
man.
first. I know, me
Yeah.
too. I'm super excited
I'm
for it.
excited about that right now. Like, like you said, hopefully they treat them right, but I think they will. Especially
Yeah,
like I said, if they got some creative say, I think they're gonna do some awesome stuff.
yeah,
I
and
just can't wait
they're
for it.
yeah they don't need to have championships. I think the stories themselves would be cool enough to not have a title around them. It'll be
Yeah.
cool to see them with titles, but
No, yeah. Down the
maybe not
road
rush it.
sometime, yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of those
exactly.
things that they don't need. If it happens, cool, but they don't
Yeah.
really need it.
Who would you put in the tag team between the other three? Loomis and Harper. Sorry, Loomis and Rowan. Loomis and
They're gonna do.
Gacy and Roman.
I think I would do either. I like I like the Casey and Loomis kind
Hmm.
of matchup, but then you leave
Yeah,
Rowan out. If
exactly. He's
anything,
like
if
the
Rowan was
mid-party.
gonna tag with anybody, I would put him with Gacy. I wouldn't put him with Loomis.
Like I'm sure he probably did the same thing of like what Mark Briscoe said a while back, to where Mark Briscoe said he doesn't want to compete in tag team matches
Yeah,
anymore.
he
So
might
I'm
just be the
sure
monster that chills with them.
exactly he's probably the bodyguard of the group. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
fights here and there, but doesn't do much.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yo, that group, man.
I'm excited for that.
I'm
I'm
happy it's
excited.
finally here. It's been so long we've waited for this. Like it was, damn. It sucks that we're not getting it with Wyatt. Like,
I know.
but
Yeah,
at least we're getting it.
we're getting it. Yeah,
You
we're
know what I
getting it.
mean? At least we're getting it.
Yeah. Another
There's
thing
some
that
stuff that
happened.
what's
Go
up?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's some stuff that just gets pushed to the side when you
Yeah.
know what I mean with ideas, especially after someone passes. But they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this."
I think Wyatt was the one that said it. Like the ideas never die.
Yeah,
So, um, I'm glad they kept the ideas around, and it's still going. So
facts.
that's what I'm happy about. That's what I'm happy about. I'm just
Yeah,
happy that it's a thing.
exactly.
But the next day, I don't know if you follow NXT. Um, Something happened in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, fucking
Joe and
Kazarian was on the in the ring. Hell yeah, yo, you know how hype I was when I saw that clip. I just saw Kazarian in the ring. I was like, "Oh shit, Kazarian!" They were like, "It's not what we're trying to show you." I was like, "My fault."
yeah,
Like,
but it's Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry
yes,
made his appearance.
yeah, that
Fucking
was dope.
finally. Also broke social media. I think it has the same amount of views as the Wyatt 6 debuting, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
it's a
Um,
big moment, man. The only thing that I'm looking at it type weird is everything's happening on NXT. No one's crossing that line over to TNA.
I mean, there was one person that
But
did
it was a
that
pay per
all again.
view. I
Yeah.
need that on a random Thursday night. I need somebody to show up. How we got people showing up on random Tuesdays, but TNA looks like the same show every week.
I
Come
know,
on, show
right?
some love and send some people over there, man. Come on,
Exactly. I
come
mean,
on.
I'm sure. I thought that's what they were gonna do. I mean, I'm sure
I mean, it's
now.
still time. It just they
Yeah,
really just introduced this,
yeah,
but I've seen a lot more TNA superstars on NXT than I have seen
yeah. It's
other way
three.
around.
It's only been three superstars so far for TNA, but
Yeah,
and only one from NXT going to TNA. But I thought that Hendry was gonna start a feud, and that's what was gonna transpire. But
he'll be back.
again, today we're recording this before TNA this week, so
Very
we don't
true.
know if something's gonna transpire
Yeah,
tonight.
maybe I'm just talking shit. Maybe somebody
Yeah,
shows up tonight.
yeah. I hope you get proven wrong now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hope they prove me
yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
Cause I think that'd be dope for the TNA. Cause
yeah.
like people, like more people are tuning into NXT to see if TNA people pop up, but no one's tuning into TNA to see if NXT people are popping up. Cause they know there's no way they would do that. We'll only get them at pay per views.
They are also allowing like streamers to stream their shows now. Like a lot of social media people are allowing to stream on Twitch and react to their shows, TNA. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that like maybe that's what they're doing it for, like to see
Well,
that
they've
reaction.
they've been that company with Twitch, like which is crazy. I think they were the first ones to hop on
Yeah,
Twitch,
but they're doing it
and they
now. Like they're
yeah
allowing
that
it
they're
now.
giving them the okay now. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I guess for I don't know for publishing reasons and
I
stuff.
mean, yeah, true, but I also
But
think
now they
that's.
don't. Now they don't give a fuck.
I mean, I'm thinking they're doing it and advertising that more now for streamers is to like maybe they'll have an NXT star go over and want to get that reaction to use it for content.
Maybe.
So I kind of again I find it's kind of weird how they're allowing it now if they've been partners with Twitch for so long.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe we will see someone pop up soon, and that's what I hope. I
I think
mean,
now because they got that their kind of network thing is kind of more buzzy now. Like they say that
this
like I was
AW
looking at it
network.
and they said like their numbers are doing better. So maybe now they're like let them post it like fuck it.
Yeah, true.
Maybe. But I don't know. You might be right though on trying to get that moment of a reaction. It makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll talk about it, on TNA that Joe Hendry was there this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, it
but
would only make sense.
you heard that pop though when he
Hell
came out.
yeah.
Jesus Christ! You would think that like John Cena came out to go
Bro,
from
he's
NXT.
he's been doing his thing. He's been doing his thing.
Yeah, and it's the fans that made it. Like I'm not saying this in like a negative way, but the fans made him this way. People believed in Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Well,
Like
he's
he's been,
basically doing. I'm looking at him not like the same character, but like he's doing the same blueprint of like the Zack Ryder, the using the internet. You know what I
yeah,
mean? He's using the
yeah,
internet, making music videos, doing crazy ass entrances at indie shows. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
and like custom songs and stuff that he's doing for his entrances as like this guy makes no sense, but he's so entertaining
It's
that it's just
different.
like he got so big.
It's different from what we see. Like who goes out there and does like a diss track? I mean, we've seen like rappers and do that like involved in
Exactly.
wrestling,
Yeah.
but he puts music videos together and shows it on the day of a match, which is
Yes.
different from what we've seen. So it's hilarious, it's awesome, entertaining, and I'm glad he's getting the attention that he's getting.
Definitely. I love that he showed up. I thought that was awesome. Like we've talked about, I don't follow NXT like that, but I keep up with it. That was awesome that they gave him that moment, and hopefully he's back because like that's a real good move for them to use him.
I hope he signs with NXT.
Listen,
To be
listen.
honest,
I'm gonna tell you this right now. People are gonna hate this because they're like, "Yo, Sean is cooking." Shout out my guy William Regal, man. Ever
yeah,
since we want to talk about showing Sean love, I love HBK. I love HBK. But I'm gonna tell you right now, they was not doing so hot before my son Regal got there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think Regal, especially that he had that year. Remember, he was going to mad indie shows. He
he
was
was.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Regal. He knew what he was doing. He's smart.
he is
That's
smart. Yeah,
why WWE is making these signings, and they're like indie stars, but not like the top of the top. But because William Regal has that eye that he's like, if you come over here, I can mold you into it. I don't need you to be a star. I can make you a star. And I
exactly.
think
Yeah,
that's the best thing that they've ever done. I think William Regal back in NXT has brought a whole new life back into it. Shout out Sean. He probably does a lot. But
yeah.
I think the big turning point was Regal.
Yeah. I kind of hope that like if they eventually do bring the NXT Europe thing alive, what if they end up doing it at all, Regal should be the eye out for that.
Yeah.
It makes sense because
1000%.
he's from Europe. He has the eye for talent. I'm sure he'll get like random young up and coming wrestlers, not random, but like young up and coming wrestlers that can definitely fit the system in WWE.
Yeah.
Sign some veterans, make that show just as good as NXT was. To be like
Exactly.
NXT
Yeah.
is popping right now.
Because
Both,
they're doing really good. Like
yeah,
people say it's at one of the best shows of the week.
yeah,
Shout out NXT for doing their thing. But like I said, hats off to Sean. But shout out my son Regal. No one's talking about Regal.
yeah,
Shout out Regal because I know he's one of the big voices back there for all these indie guys getting good spots.
yeah.
Like
That is true.
I forgot what's his name in NXT. He's now the number one contender for the title.
Javon,
Yeah.
Malachi, Jay Malachi.
Yes,
Yeah, that
Jay
guy. Yeah,
Malik. Yeah. Shout
yeah.
out him. He's been killing it.
He
Again,
is.
he's one of those guys that was on the indie scene, was building a name for themselves. Wasn't the top star of shows,
Yeah,
but he's one of those guys that's like, I can make you a star. I got you.
exactly.
And look at what they're doing with him.
So quickly too. So quickly too.
Exactly, man. Like,
He's only like what 20 years old on TV, killing it already.
yeah.
He
That's
doesn't
what I'm
have to
saying.
be.
Like, I feel like the changes have been so turnaround and so quick since Regal has been there. That's why I
Yeah,
gotta give him credit because I feel like no one's talking about him and he's like an unsung hero.
yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out Regal, man. But
Shout
shout
out
out
Regal.
Sean too. But shout out Regal.
Yeah, shout out both of them.
Yeah,
Both of them
shout
are
out
doing
both
good.
of them.
But yeah, there's so many things that happen. Ethan Page is there, and
Yeah, that was a
um,
cool signing. That's a
that was
cool
a
signing.
great pickup for them.
Yeah,
I hope they continue, and I mean they brought in Kazarian, which is awesome. Um, I mean
yeah, it
I
was
don't know if he's
so
gonna.
random,
It
but I
was, it
loved it.
was.
I was like seeing him in a WWE ring. I was like, what a time.
Yeah, what a time. Exactly. I hope they. I don't want to say like treat all of them like just randomly pop in, but like maybe here and there you'll see a TNA person come
Yeah,
through.
but they even
Um,
like I don't even think they gave him like an intro or nothing. They were just like he's in the ring.
I think they did the intro for him before it went live on
Oh,
air.
okay. So it was one
The
of those that like
audience saw
some of
it.
them were already in the ring.
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
Okay,
So
makes
like
sense.
I think the fans saw it, so like, oh shoot, it's Trey Kazarian.
Yeah,
But it was just them two, Hendry and Kazarian. And I was like, okay, I guess there's only two. Um, but yeah, I'm glad to see where that's going, and if they're gonna end up doing an NXT star on TNA at some point.
yeah,
If they're gonna do a TNA NXT Worlds Collide show, because that'll be awesome to see.
that would be cool.
And yeah, I think that's the plan because Hendry got eliminated first in the Battle Royal, which was kind of stupid to see.
Yeah,
Um,
it was just more of to get the pop, I guess.
yeah, I guess, but he did. They post something on social media of him like arguing with Shawn Michaels in the backstage, and it was like, I'll be back here" or something like that. I'm not sure what he
Yeah,
said word for word, but I'm sure he'll be back, and
definitely.
um,
I think he's gonna get a little run there.
I think so too.
I
NXT,
think it's more
no,
gonna be. I think it's gonna be more of a trial run to be
okay,
like, what could we do with this guy
because
when
I
his
think
contract ends with TNA? What
yeah,
could we do with him?
I think the trial run they're also doing that with Jordan Grace because I
Yeah,
think
a
her
thousand percent.
contract, I think her contract is up next fall, so they have
Yeah,
like a year to kind of bring her in here and there, and then
yeah. So that
have
the
her
fans
finish up.
get to know her, and it's like, all right, cool. When we
Yeah,
sign her, we don't gotta make that introduction.
exactly. She
It
already has
makes
time in
things a lot
NXT.
more simpler.
They could just shoot right to the main roster without even having to do the NXT run because she had a run.
Exactly. Yeah,
So who knows? We
that's
shall
a
see
little
more from TNA.
workaround. But yeah, I think TNA is cool with that. I think TNA already looks at WWE as like, yeah, like we'll
Yeah,
be your developmental.
yeah,
Basically,
definitely.
that's how I think they're gonna treat them. Not like saying that TNA is below them, but I think that's how WWE is gonna look at them. They're gonna use people that they're thinking of signing in the future.
So that way they don't have to go through that whole process later.
Yeah, I don't think
Like
they
you,
gotta
yeah,
bring average as Joe Blow and be like, yeah, he's gonna have a NXT match. You know what I mean? Like they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
bring people that they want and make sense, and I think it's gonna be people that they have their eye on.
yeah, yeah. Because like again, like if Jordan Grace does sign with NXT next fall, it's like you don't have to have her an NXT Women's Championship run. Maybe she does win it while being
Yeah.
signed to TNA. And then by the time her contract is up, they sign her. She's up to the main roster.
To be honest, that's what I would do. I would have her win the
Yeah,
title as a TNA superstar
yeah.
because
That'd be
that's like
insane.
a big jump. But like you already have to have it in your mind that you're signing her.
Because
Like
you already had the TNA Knockouts title appear on NXT. You might as well have that happen.
yeah,
She doesn't have to have a long ass run with it. Just hold it for like 2 months and have lose it.
think about it. If she wins it on at like a regular NXT taping on a Tuesday, you gotta tune in Thursday.
Yeah,
It makes sense. It's kind of like the whole. It was kind of like that moment with Kenny Omega a couple years ago
yeah,
with Callis, and he was like, "You know what? Tune in to Impact this Thursday,
exactly. Yeah,
and you'll hear from the champion." It was like,
maybe
"What?"
yeah,
It was like, "What the fuck?" So if they do something like that, I think that would be cool, and have her show up with the NXT belt.
maybe they do exactly the same thing. Like they just have someone from TNA. Like oh, what is it, Scott Demore, but he's not with them.
Yeah.
But like, maybe they do something to
So I kind of feel like the Scott Demore thing. I don't know, man. It kind of feels fishy now.
why?
Because he was kind of like the in person with WWE, and he was like the one that got them the partnership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they fired him, and now they're doing more work with TNA than ever.
Okay.
Was WWE an
Yeah.
influence on getting rid of him? They were like, we don't like this guy.
No, no, there's no way to do that.
Come
I
on, I
don't
could
think.
start rumors, Nick. I think they did it.
No, there's no way they would have like Scott Demore just get let go like that.
Nah, that's still nuts to me that he was like, just out of the blue like that. But I
Yeah,
get it, like, not really, I get it. He's helping a company.
he
Like, the
is.
story
Yeah,
I saw was that he was trying to use more money to sign more people. Hey, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Try and sign the best of the best?
exactly. Like I don't understand.
And I think, to be honest, in my opinion, I think he was trying to sign a big contract. And I kind of think it was Punk.
Maybe.
Because it was
Yeah.
during that time that
before.
Punk left, and it was like, yo, Punk was seen in TNA just chilling. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. They're in talks. Because then all of a sudden there was a report saying TNA and Punk are in talks. I think Scott D'Amore was trying to get him, try to get a little too much money than the company thought was worth for a wrestler, and was like, all right, now you're walling. You gotta get out of here. I
Yeah,
think it was one of those things. Or
I
maybe
wouldn't be
he was
surprised.
like, yo, if you don't let me sign this guy, like I'm leaving. And they were like, all right, peace.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I'm waiting for him to talk, man. I need to hear this story.
Yeah, and apparently, I think I saw something to where Scott Demore is still under contract till like next year.
Oh
Like
damn.
under non-complete clause till next year.
That's nuts.
So he can't do anything or say anything until his contract is up
I'm gonna
in
hit him
six
up.
months.
I'm gonna hit him up so that in 2 years he's gonna be
Exclusive.
like, "Yo, the Ring Fanatics live with Scott Moore, the real story."
We'll get sued for that shit. I don't know. Yeah,
And
we'll design one.
we'll just call the episode "Fuck TNA" and be like, "All right, cool, let's talk about it, Scott."
We haven't changed his gimmick because like he's not Scott Demore right now. He's somebody else. But what does Scott feel about this? So,
What does he feel?
yeah,
That's
um,
nuts. But shout out to TNA, man.
yeah.
I hope, like I said, I hope more NXT people make the jump because I think that's also a cool thing. If you send more people that aren't being used on TV as much, so that they get reps.
They are doing that with somebody on NXT. I know that. One of their stars, like they're doing a story with one of their superstars that like he doesn't want to be there anymore. That he's a free agent.
Okay,
Um, and I think his contract expires tomorrow. But they're playing into a story because he's still showing up on TV as like he's trying to get into NXT to get more TV time.
got you. I
Kind
saw
of
those
thing.
clips. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't. He's
Maybe they
actually like
might do that with him.
yeah. I think that he might go to TNA because he's posting like stuff on social media. Like he's saying like, oh, I might sign with this company after my contract expired, and he's mentioning like Impact, New Japan, AEW.
Yeah,
So he's playing into it. But I think he's gonna go to TNA next week maybe, and then spend time there, then come back to NXT. I don't
yeah. I
think
think
it's
that'd
like
be
a push to
dope.
let go.
Yeah,
That would make sense for him to
do it
do.
with someone. Yeah, I think that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Because
And then
they're open.
you
With
got
that.
brand new people for them to wrestle,
Yeah,
vets, new guys. You know what I mean? Like,
and he's young too. So he's like 22, 23.
oh, bang, yeah. So
Yeah,
you got more reps on TNA, more like get to see different styles other
yeah,
than the WWE style. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm
exactly.
sure it's was he one of like the college students that signed, like a college
No, he's
athlete, or he was an indie?
he was indie guy. His dad was a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Guy from IRS.
Oh, okay.
Bald guy. I don't know his name.
Got you.
So he was a second generation guy. He wrestled before WWE. But
Oh, so he's chilling then.
yeah, I'm sure that's what the plan was. Like, hey, we give you certain guys to be on your show. Give us one of your guys that you think should be on ours.
Yeah,
But
it's kind of like how they did with Regal's son in Japan. They were like, all right, cool,
yeah.
go get some
Speaking of
reps.
Japan, though,
And it
speaking
makes
of
sense because shout out my son Regal. He knows what
yeah,
he's doing.
true. But speaking of Japan, though,
Yeah.
AJ Styles and Io
Yeah.
Sky are competing in Japan on July 13th. Io for Marigold, AJ Styles for Noah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that partnership?
EO, I'm cool with. AJ, I don't know. I don't want
I
to see
feel
him in
like
a Noah ring.
yeah, I feel like you're
I
gonna
don't
say
want to see him in a
that.
Noah ring.
Yeah,
It's
I
kind
get
of
it.
like,
I get it for EO too, because it's like EO going to Marigold. You know, they had that relationship with Regal and
yeah,
Rossi to do that thing, so that makes sense to do. It's cool to see AJ back in Japan just to compete. I don't
yeah,
think it's going to lead to anything. Just
yeah.
a
But it's
match for
like
them.
the way they announced, I was like, it's cool. Like I'm cool. AJ's going back, but that's
Yeah,
like saying it's like you have Okada in America for a couple years, never goes back to Japan, and it's like, yo, we sending him back to Japan. He's gonna fight in All Japan Wrestling. You know what I mean? Don't even touch New Japan. It's like one of those things. I was like, that's not his company. What are we doing? What are we
yeah,
doing? I get it. Japan. He was there. Cool. It's gonna be a dope match. I think he's taking that L. Um, they're building up that dude that he's going up against.
oh,
I
really?
think,
I didn't know that.
yeah, he's really nice. He's really nice.
Is he
So
a
it's
young
gonna be a
guy?
good. It's gonna be a good match. I
Is he
mean,
like
he's
one of
got
their
a match
future
with
stars?
AJ. What happened?
Is he like one of their future stars or like
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
what's his name? I've never heard of the guy before, so I don't know.
I'm not even gonna try to tell you
Okay,
his name.
yeah.
I'm not. You not clipping that.
No, 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 no. I know. But
But I think it's cool though. Get them out in different companies. I think it's awesome. And the EO one is interesting because I believe the group she was in before she left Japan. I think she was like in a group, right? EO.
I think so.
I think when she left, this is the girl that took over. I don't know much about the girl, but I think she took over the group or something like that. So
Okay.
that one makes sense because it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of dope. Like as EO was leaving, she became the star. So that's dope.
Okay.
But
I don't.
I'm excited for both of them. I think that's really cool. Like I said, getting WWE and working with different companies. Like this is awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I haven't been keeping up with Marigold. I've heard it's doing good things.
yeah, I
I
haven't
heard.
been keeping up.
Yeah. I want to get watch a show because it seems entertaining, but it's
Yeah,
like
there's so much
the
wrestling,
time.
bro.
Yeah, and the time
There's
difference
so
is like.
much. Yeah, that too. And then
That,
to find episode, oh my goodness.
yeah, I don't even know where we would stream
Cause
that shit.
because I remember back in the day when I was like when I was trying to find the New Japan streams and stuff, it was tough.
But New Japan now has their own network, I think, so you can
Yeah.
watch it on there.
Back then
But
they had it too, but I was a broke high school student, so I had to find
yeah,
streams.
yeah, yeah,
But you gotta find those. But yeah, like I said, I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool, especially that you got two of your biggest stars. Like I
yeah.
think that's awesome.
AJ and EO to go to
Yeah.
Japan.
Is it the same day?
I think so. I think pretty sure it's the
That's
same
kind of
day.
sick.
So you have to see. You keep watch one or the other. I mean, I don't know the time difference. I don't know when they're competing, but
Yeah.
like, if they happen to have them on different times of the day, then it's like
That would be
okay,
smart. That
yeah,
would be smart.
yeah. And then I think the OC is gonna go with AJ to Japan. Is
That
what I'm hearing.
that would make
So
sense.
yeah, have them all three go to Japan and be like, cool, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's
That's
awesome.
so random, but I mess with it. Like they were just like, yeah, AJ's fighting Japan. I was like, what? Like I saw the clip where I woke up. I was like, what is happening? Like that was
Yeah,
so random. At least Io, like I said, there's a little backstory. That's her
yeah,
old company. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
yeah, yeah. I see.
AJ was just like, yeah, you want to see AJ in Japan? Fuck it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, just do that. Yeah.
I hope.
Well,
Oh man, this might be one of AJ's best matches in a while because I think he's just gonna go balls to the wall.
you think his Japan match is gonna be better than one of his last two Cody matches?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Because I don't think I don't think there's a ceiling for him with Japan. I don't think they're gonna be like, make sure you don't do all your moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He got freedom there, and it's basically like a dream match. So you want to make it the best match possible.
Ooh. So you think it's gonna be worth watching? Like you
Oh
would.
hell yeah! I'm watching it live. Are you
Okay.
kidding me? AJ? Hell yeah. He's
Okay.
gonna wild out, bro. We gonna watch it live. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm
What
gonna
day of
get
the
you
week
that
is that?
stream. I'm gonna get you
Yeah.
that stream.
Bet. I'm gonna wake my ass up at like 3 in the
hell,
morning to watch it.
hell yeah. Cause like I said, AJ you're putting AJ in Japan, right? You're giving
Yeah.
him a little bit of freedom. Unless like WWE sending him over there and they're like, yo, take it easy.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? But I think he's gonna have a fun time with it. And that's what I'm excited about. Him having a fun time with it.
Yeah. He's gonna. Yeah. And it's the end of his career almost. So
Yeah,
I
like
wouldn't let him do what he wants to do.
exactly. That's why it's cool for him to have this kind of match. Because
Yeah.
like,
It's
when's the next time we're gonna see AJ
in Japan.
not in WWE? He's retiring
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
which makes sense. But like, when's the next time we're gonna see him out there? Never. So this is a cool moment.
Yeah, it is cool, man. I'm excited. Now I want to see that match.
Yeah.
Now,
Nah,
like,
I'm telling you, man. AJ, come on. We putting AJ on the spot.
yeah, yeah. That is true.
That's gonna be a fun one. Yeah.
It is. It is. Another thing that happened. Well, it hasn't been confirmed. It's a rumor at the moment.
Ooh, what's the rumor?
WWE is looking to bring back the Bad Blood pay-per-view.
Yes.
Sometime in October. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm down with that. I love Bad Blood. I think they stopped doing it, what, 04? 05? Probably around there. I always remember. I think the last one was like Kevin Nash versus Triple H or some shit like that. Bad Blood was around for a while, but like shout out to the first one. The first one's like the most famous one.
That was the Kane versus Taker one, right?
Yeah. No, it wasn't. That was. I think that was Taker and Shawn. Taker and Shawn in the Hell in a Cell where Kane
Okay, that was
debuted. Where
okay.
Kane
Yeah,
debuted. I believe
yeah.
that was Bad Blood.
So that was a Halloween show, wasn't it? I don't know.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up right now because now we bought it. We can't be taking guesses. But I believe, what was that? 97.
Let me see.
Yeah, In Your House, Bad Blood.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels versus Triple H.
So
Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, Bad Blood, 97, Hell in a Cell. Yeah, this was the Kane debut.
Do you think that now that Bad Blood seems to be making a return, do you think we'll see more Hell in a Cell matches that night, or just a Hell in a Cell that night?
I think a Hell in a Cell. I think we're getting rid of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And like
it's already gone, but
yeah, but like they want to get rid of that, like, so bring back something that was a good pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Because Hell in a Cell was cool for a little bit, and then after a while I was like, nah, we're okay. We're okay. Then they got rid of it, but now I think they want to bring it back, to bring the Hell in a Cell back, but not have it called that. And also, like, going back to the old school rules. I like that. I used to like all these old names, and then they started, like, with the breaking points and over the... Yeah, I was like, what the fuck we doing? I like all these old school pay-per-view names.
They had, like, a Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view that happened, like, once, and then...
Oh, my God.
Got rid of that. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember that. I bought that pay-per-view. Like, a fucking crazy, man. Man. Maybe one of my worst purchases. Purchases. Nah, listen, I've bought some bad pay-per-views that, like, I could go back in history and be like, damn, I should have saved my money on that.
That's another question. What would you say was the first pay-per-view before the Peacock Network and the WWE Network? What was like the worst pay-per-view that you bought?
The worst pay-per-view I ever bought was probably, I'm trying like to think. That even like at some shows I was just like sitting there at the end like, what are we doing? I think, of course, this is like a cop-out answer, but I sat through that show December to Dismember. I was just like, this is
the Elimination Chamber one?
Crazy. Yeah. There was no card for it. It was just the Elimination Chambers happening. And I was like, all right, cool. I guess this is basically a house show. And like an idiot, I paid for it. There was a couple of like TNA ones that I should have not bought. Like, especially around the time that like Hogan was there. Oh my God. I remember there was one I bought, right? I'm going to tell you this right now. I hated this match with a passion. It was Mick Foley. This was the main event, TNA 2010. Oh God. Mick Foley coming in as champion.
Jesus Christ.
Went against Jeff Jarrett, Sting, and Kurt Angle. So Kurt put his leadership on the line of the main event Mafia. No, Sting put his leadership up. Kurt Angle, if he beat Sting, became the leader. If Mick Foley lost, he lost his belt. If Jeff Jarrett lost, he lost his stake in TNA. Like, he lost his ownership. Sounds good on paper.
Yeah.
You know that Mick Foley spent half of that match on commentary? And the match was just, it was like 4 legends that you're like, yo, this match should, like, on paper, should be amazing.
I know.
Oh my God. But again, that was around like the Hogan era. That was like right before Hogan came in. It was, I bought some bad ones. I've also bought some like random indie pay-per-views, and those have been terrible.
I guess
so. What's the worst you've ever bought?
The Shawn, that was a Peacock one. I was gonna say the one with DX versus Brothers Destruction.
Oh my God, I want to cancel my subscription after that. I want to delete all memory of that. I was like, yo, I don't even want nothing to do with this. Like,
that was the worst. That was the worst I've ever seen.
Oh my God, yeah, that was bad. That was bad. That was almost as bad as the oh my God, what was it called? They did like that zombie match with the Miz.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what was that? Backlash.
I think so, like
Oh
three
my
years
goodness.
ago or four
Yeah,
years
like
ago.
it was the empty arena. It was during COVID, right?
Yeah, I was doing.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh my god, he went from Bad Bunny to then
Yeah.
zombies. I don't get
And then
that
I
shit.
think that was the same night Randy and Edge fought. They kind of saved it, but wow, that
Was
match
it?
was that was on the same
Yeah,
card, right?
I think so. It
That
was
like the
back.
greatest wrestling match ever, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
god, and
Yeah, there's been some stinkers, man.
there. Oh my
That's
god,
why
that.
now when wrestling's so good, I'm like, yo, I've
Thank
stuck
God.
through it. There's been some
Yeah.
bad pay-per-views. There's been
It,
some bad shows.
yeah.
Ask me about the worst Monday Night Raw I've ever watched. I couldn't give you an answer. There's been too many.
Oh yeah, it was a
So
whole like couple of years in a
remember that?
row where it
I
was.
was gonna say that
Yeah.
stretch. That was like every week was a chore to watch that shit.
It
It
was
was
like
like fuck. It's Monday.
it was like 2018 to like
Yeah.
2 years ago,
Oh
4 years
my
in a row.
goodness.
It was
Yeah, it was
insane,
tough,
man.
especially when COVID hit.
Oh God.
There was
I
no
lo-
one, and then they started putting the train. You remember when Braun would run and they would put the train
yes.
engine?
Oh my God.
Thank God
Remember they
we
had the
got out of
Miz,
that.
the Miz and Morrison had a song and the Bad Bunny in it, and they were hopping to the ring with bunnies. And then one of the ears fell off of the bunnies at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That
Oh my God.
whole feels
That
like a
whole time,
dream.
I just want to forget about that time. That was
I
that
know.
was the same. That was the Retribution era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything during that was just like tough.
God awful. Oh my God.
We
And I
sat
don't
we,
even.
we've sat through a lot of bad wrestling, man. That's why,
I
like I
know.
said, we get moments like that, like this, as like
How did we start a
this is dope.
podcast during that time too? Like, what did we talk about for so long?
Well, what happened was we started when NXT was still popping and
Yeah,
AEW was like developing. So it was like we had all of that because it was like every week was like this person is all elite or
yeah, that is true.
fucking the Undisputed Era is walling on NXT,
Yeah, yeah,
and then we were
true.
shit on the main roster
That
as
yeah,
always. Oh my
yeah.
God.
And then now we're
I
not doing that anymore.
I have a quick question for you though, because I
So
know we're already an hour and 12 in. But what are your thoughts on the Cody Rhodes title run so far?
I think it's going well. He's been putting on great matches.
Yeah.
Storylines are pretty good. I know he had two matches and two kind of stories with AJ Styles, but I think so far from what we're seeing, because I think it's still too early to judge. It's doing okay. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm not saying he's having a bad run as champion. He's doing well as champion. I just think, for me personally, I just give it a little bit more time to see who he feuds with, what kind of stories we can tell. Seems like he's feuding with Solo. I don't think that's gonna continue on after Money in the Bank. That is a Money in the Bank match, but I think it's still too early
So I don't
to
even think that's
tell.
gonna be the match. I think it's gonna be a 3-on-3. I think
Probably
it's a pay-per-view to get Cody off
the title
of the
defense.
title defenses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then
So
they like kind of came and helped him. So I think with that, the Bloodline's gonna win. I think this is how we get Randy versus Cody. I think that's how we get it. But like I was asking because I see a lot of people complaining about the Cody Rhodes. And
yeah,
like
it's
you know,
still
I'm not
soon
the
to
biggest
tell.
fan, but I'm like, what? What are we complaining about?
Exactly. What is? Yeah, it's still too soon to judge.
Yeah, like I did see somebody like using like, yo, he's doing like he's having the John Cena run, and I was like,
Been 3 months.
yeah, but like leave it if it's working.
Yeah.
Why go? It was a decade ago. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there's new fans that have never seen this run.
They've never.
So they
Yeah.
think it's the best run, and it's not that bad of a run. Like,
It isn't. It is not bad of a run.
and to be honest, if he's on the same run as Cena, he's gonna lose the belt at SummerSlam. If he's on the same run,
Probably. Yeah.
because I forgot, was that the year he lost it to Bryan?
2013.
Yeah, was that the year?
I think so. That was a
That
Money in the Bank
he beat
match.
Rock. Then Mark Henry did the fake retirement
Oh
on him,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then he lost at SummerSlam to like a over babyface. But there's no over
yeah.
babyface to do that unless Joe Hendry comes through and says, "Cody, I want you."
Yeah, I believe that'll
Yo,
happen.
you know
So
how
I
hype
don't.
I would be if he came out on Monday Night Raw and challenged Cody, or on SmackDown and challenged Cody. I'd be
Yo,
so hype.
if Joe Hendry beats Damian Priest, I'll be happy as fuck. And I love Damian Priest.
Yo, but yeah, leave us on Cody alone, man. Give him
Yeah.
some time. They're also the reports are saying they're waiting for Roman too to like finish this story. I guess.
That'll make sense.
Yeah.
So leave it
Yeah, and then
alone.
of course his fans are like, of course he needs Roman. Da 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 da.
Yeah,
But like Roman's that guy. What do you want Roman to do? Come on.
exactly.
And he's
Cody
not
was
like I
that
said,
guy.
he's not having that bad of a run. I don't know what people. I think people are just making it a big deal for no reason
Exactly.
because like I said, I'm not the biggest Cody fan, but I kind of like this title run. He's
Me
having
too.
good defenses. Like you say, he had 2 matches against AJ, which I'm fine with because I think I kind of felt like he was gonna have one more match with AJ, but then they're doing
Yeah.
this triple threat thing. So I think the triple threat's gonna happen, and then at
Six man
SummerSlam
tag.
we're getting Cody Randy,
Yeah.
which is
Probably.
kind of dope.
Yeah. It's just pretty sick. It's good for Cody.
Yeah, and then
Getting.
that's where Logan Paul is gonna cash in
Ooh.
and finish the pay per view
We shall see. We shall see.
and
Qualifying matches are
and
happening.
beat Cody, and then we're gonna be like, what we doing here?
Yeah. But yeah, we shall see. There's still a lot of time for all
Yeah,
this.
facts. But yeah, stop shitting on Cody, man. I
Yeah.
know I always shit on Cody, but let him do his thing. He's chilling.
Exactly. We can't just judge too soon for that.
Yeah.
Those were pretty much everything that's happened this past week. The last
A
7
lot
days.
has happened. We hit everything.
I know, and it's been an hour and 16 minutes into the show. Jeez.
Oof.
But if anything, I think next week we're doing Forbidden Door predictions because it's next weekend. Holy
Yes,
shit.
sir. And we will be there live.
And yeah, we will be at the show.
Hell yeah.
So if y'all going listening and those are listening and y'all going to Forbidden Door, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll probably see y'all there.
Hit us
anyways.
in the DM, man.
Exactly. But I guess we could wrap up the show here.
Yes, sir.
Again, this has been episode 166 of the Ring Fanatics podcast. I'm Nick with Joel, and we will see you guys next time.
Catch you.
Thank you.